What if a single goodnight message could keep her thinking about you all through the night? Not just some generic text, but something so meaningful that it sticks in her mind. Something that ignites curiosity and sets you apart from every other guy she's ever known. You're not here to blend in, you're here to dominate her thoughts. Most men don't get it. They send the same old boring texts that women forget before they even close their eyes. But that's not you. You're here because you want to stand out, because you refuse to be overlooked. Women don't want the ordinary. They want mystery, confidence, and something that makes them feel alive. These messages aren't just words. They're tools that plant you firmly in her mind, showing her that you're different and that you understand what most men never will. If you're ready to stop being forgettable and start being unforgettable, stay with me till the end. Let's change the way she sees you forever. Number 1. When you say goodnight, you might try to keep yourself from appearing in her dreams, but no promises. There's something truly fascinating about planting a thought in someone's mind just before they drift off to sleep. Consider this. When a woman lays down, ready for rest, her mind begins to wander. And if you've made an impression on her, your presence in her thoughts will naturally circle back, no matter how much she tries to avoid it. But most guys miss the mark entirely. They text without any plan, without understanding how a woman's mind works. They send generic, uninspired goodnight texts like "sleep well" or "sweet dreams," and then wonder why she doesn't reply or why she seems distant the following day. Here's the reason those messages are forgettable. You, however, won't fall into that trap. You're about to send something that sticks with her, something clever yet simple enough to spark a smile, make her wonder, and get her looking forward to hearing from you again. When you say, "I'll try not to show up in your dreams, but no promises," you're doing something most men fail at. You're sparking curiosity and building playful tension. You're planting a seed in her imagination. And let me tell you, women's imaginations are incredibly powerful. It's one of their strongest emotional gateways. If you can engage it, you've already won half the battle. This isn't just a clever line. It's a psychological strategy that taps into her natural curiosity. It makes her want to know more and feel excited about what's to come. Now, think about the message you're sending. It's confident, a little cheeky, flirtatious, but not desperate. You're not begging for her attention. You're commanding it with ease. Here's where it gets interesting. It's also a challenge. By saying no promises, you're hinting at something beyond her control, something she may not be sure she wants, but secretly desires. This taps into a deep-seated part of female psychology, the need for unpredictability and excitement. Women aren't drawn to men who are predictable, who send the same bland texts as every other guy. They crave adventure, intrigue, and the feeling that they've discovered someone unique. This message does just that. When she reads this, she'll either chuckle and think, "Who does this guy think he is?" Or she'll smile, feeling a spark of curiosity that won't easily go away. But either way, you win. Why? Because even if she's questioning your confidence, she's thinking about you. That's the goal. Not to get everyone's approval, but to leave a memorable impression. And the men who leave lasting impressions are the ones who are remembered. The truth is, most men don't know how to communicate in a way that stands out. They've been taught that being overly agreeable or sweet is the key to a woman's heart. But let's be real. How's that been working out for them? Women aren't attracted to what's safe. They're drawn to what's exciting, what feels like an adventure. They want a man who makes them laugh, who makes them think, and most importantly, who makes them feel something. This message is a masterclass in doing all of that in one go. When you send it, remember, it's not about trying too hard. It's about being effortless. It's about knowing your worth and showing her that you're the kind of man who doesn't just send messages, you send experiences. And here's the best part. When she goes to sleep, there's a solid chance you'll be in her dreams, not because you forced it, but because you've already planted the thought in her mind. That's the power of suggestion. That's the power of being a man who knows how to communicate. Number 2. Send a message telling her to rest well, but not to smile too much tomorrow while thinking about you. This is confidence taken to a whole new level. It's more than just a regular goodnight text. It's a playful and bold statement. By telling her not to smile too much tomorrow because of you, you're doing 2 things. First, you're planting the thought that she'll be thinking of you, and second, you're making her smile right now. It's a win-win, and here's why it's so effective. Women are naturally drawn to confidence, not arrogance. The difference might seem subtle, but it's a powerful one. Confidence signals, "I know my worth," while arrogance says, "You owe me your time." This message is oozing with self-assured energy. It's cheeky, confident, and impossible to ignore. You're not begging for her attention, you're assuming it. And that assumption has an undeniable magnetism. Deep down, every woman desires a man who knows his value, who doesn't need her validation, but knows that she'll respond because he's simply irresistible. When she reads your message, her immediate response will likely be a smile, but even more importantly, she'll begin to think. She'll wonder what it is about you that makes you so confident, and that's exactly where you want her, thinking about you. Once you're in her thoughts, you've already set yourself apart from the many men who text her without purpose, direction, or impact. Why does this message resonate so strongly today? Because women are tired of shallow, safe communication. They're tired of men who try so hard to be liked that they lose their individuality. This message is the complete opposite. It's bold and unapologetic. It says, "I'm not like the others." And here's the truth about women. They don't want someone who blends in. They want a man who stands out, someone who can make them feel something different. And with this message, you're doing just that. Some of you might be wondering, but what if she doesn't respond? And my answer is, so what? You're not texting for validation. You're communicating in a way that reflects your own value. Trust me, when you approach things from this mindset, you'll attract women who recognize your worth and are drawn to it. Here's something about women. They can tell the difference between a man texting just for attention and one who texts because he knows he deserves her attention. This message also works because it taps into a universal truth about human psychology. We're all drawn to the unexpected. When you tell her not to smile too much tomorrow because of you, you're flipping the script. Most men would never say something like that because they're afraid of coming off as cocky. But you're not afraid. You understand that women are drawn to confidence, humor, and a little intrigue. And this message gives them all of that. Number 3. Imagine this. You're lying in bed, scrolling through your phone. You come across a message that makes you smile, not because of the words themselves, but because of the vibe they give off. Confidence, playfulness, and just the right amount of cheekiness. That's what this message carries, and it works wonders. There's also something brilliant about what's being suggested here. It's subtle, but it sparks her thoughts in a way that's innocent yet intimate. It's flirtation, but done just right. No boundaries crossed, but her imagination is definitely engaged. This message stands out in the best possible way. In today's world, most guys miss the mark when it comes to emotional communication. They either come across as too forceful, trying to push for a result, or too passive, fading into the background until their text notifications are forgotten. This message is different. It's playful with a purpose. It says, "I'm not just texting to fill time. I'm texting because I'm someone worth thinking about." And here's the magic. It catches her off guard. A message about a pillow being jealous. Not something most guys would think of. But you're not like most guys, are you? You get that women want something fresh, emotional, and a little unexpected. You understand how humor can make you stand out in a world of mundane messages. And when you can make her laugh, you've already made her feel something. Laughter is a gateway to connection, and connection is what separates you from the sea of other guys trying to get her attention. But it's not just about humor. There's an undeniable masculinity in the message too. It's bold, assertive, and carries the kind of energy that says, "I know my worth." Most men are too scared to take risks, to be bold. They fear being too much, which keeps them stuck in the friend zone, sending forgettable messages that go nowhere. You, however, understand that confidence is magnetic, and this message oozes it. Women process the world emotionally, through intuition and imagination. When you send a message that makes her think about a jealous pillow, you're tapping into that emotional space. You're painting a picture in her mind that will stick with her. Something light-hearted, yet subtly laced with attraction. You're not saying, "I wish I were there," outright. That would be too blunt. Instead, you're giving her enough to imagine, to fill in the blanks herself. And that's where the magic happens. The mistake most guys make is over-explaining. They try too hard, laying everything out in black and white, leaving no room for mystery. But the truth is, women don't want everything handed to them. They want to feel intrigued, to feel like they're part of the conversation, part of the story. This message invites her into a playful exchange that makes her smile, think, and maybe even blush. Now, you might be wondering, what if she doesn't respond? Honestly, it doesn't matter. This message isn't about seeking validation. It's about planting a seed. It's about showing her that you're the kind of man who stands out without trying too hard. And even if she doesn't reply right away, she'll remember this text. She'll remember how it made her feel, and that's what counts. In today's dating world, communication is everything. The men who win understand this. They know every message is an opportunity to express their value. Women are flooded with messages from men who don't know how to make an emotional impact, but you're not one of those guys. You're the man who knows how to use words as tools, powerful tools that create connection. And this message is one of your most effective weapons. Number 4. Good night. Let me know if I happen to make an appearance in your dreams. There's a reason why this message is so powerful. It's pure intrigue. It's not just another goodnight text. It's an invitation to think about you in a way that feels fresh and exciting. When you send this, you're doing something many men fail to do. You're giving her a reason to keep thinking about you, even after the conversation ends. That's the secret. You're not texting just for the sake of it. You're creating an experience. Let's break this down. When she reads this message, she's immediately pulled into a playful scenario. She starts wondering, what does he mean by that? Why would I dream about him? The beauty of this message is that it doesn't answer those questions directly, leaving space for her imagination to take over. As I've mentioned before, a woman's imagination is one of the most powerful tools you can tap into. This message works because it's unapologetically bold. You're not asking if she'll dream about you. You're telling her to let you know when it happens. It's a subtle yet powerful shift. This shows confidence and self-assurance, traits that many men lack. Women notice that, and they're drawn to it. Confidence isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. Now, let's consider why this works in today's world of modern relationships. With attention spans shorter than ever, and women being bombarded by constant messages and notifications, it's easy to get lost in the noise. To stand out, you need to communicate in a way that cuts through that clutter. And this message does just that. It's brief, it's intriguing, and it leaves her wanting more. Here's the twist. This message isn't just about her, it's about you too. It shows you're the type of man who isn't bound by the rules. You're not trying to be safe, predictable, or rely on overused compliments. You're demonstrating that you know how to keep things fun, light, and real, creating a unique connection. Women crave men who can make them feel alive, who can take them on an emotional ride, even through something as simple as a text. When you send this, you're doing exactly that. You're giving her a reason to smile, to think, and to look forward to your next message. So here's what I want you to do. The next time you're about to send a good night text, stop. Don't send the usual boring message. Don't send something safe. Instead, try this. Good night. Let me know if I make a guest appearance in your dreams. Then watch what happens. Trust me, the response you get will be unlike anything you've experienced before. She'll be intrigued, she'll be curious, and most importantly, she'll be thinking about you. And that's how you win. Number 5. If you wake up with a smile, you'll know who caused it. Picture this. She wakes up, still a little groggy, and reaches for her phone. As her tired eyes scan through her notifications, she spots your message, and in that moment, she smiles. Why? Because you didn't just send a basic good night text. You gave her something meaningful to think about, something that makes her feel good. You've planted an emotional seed that stays with her as she starts her day. That's the kind of power this message carries. It's more than just a text. It's an experience. This works because it's simple but deep. You're not trying too hard or sounding overly poetic. Instead, you're speaking directly to her emotions, tapping into her subconscious. You're building a connection that feels personal and authentic. Most men don't get this. They think they need grand gestures or constant texts to capture her attention. But the truth is, it's the small, thoughtful moments that make the biggest impact. This message is one of those moments. When you tell her, if you wake up with a smile, you'll know who caused it. You're doing more than just wishing her a good morning. You're taking responsibility for making her happy in a playful, confident way. You're showing her that you have a positive influence on her life. Women notice this. They notice the men who make them smile, who make them laugh, who make them feel good, and they remember those men. Think about how this message positions you. You're not begging for her attention, nor are you forcing a reaction. You're simply stating a fact. You have the ability to impact her emotions. That quiet confidence is incredibly attractive. It's the energy that separates you from the other men all vying for her attention. You're not just another guy in her inbox. You're the guy who makes her feel something. From a psychological standpoint, this message works because women are emotionally wired. They are naturally drawn to men who can evoke a range of emotions: curiosity, joy, excitement. This message hits all those emotional triggers. It's lighthearted but packed with meaning. It shows her you're thinking about her and that you care enough to send something thoughtful and unique. At the same time, it leaves room for her imagination. She'll start wondering, why does he think I'll smile? What does he know that I don't? That curiosity keeps you on her mind. In a world where relationships can often feel shallow or transactional, this kind of emotional connection is rare. Women are tired of being treated as objects or prizes. They want to feel seen, understood, and valued. When you send a message like this, you show her that you get it. You're not just another guy following the same tired script. You're someone who stands out. But let's be clear, this message isn't about seeking validation. It's not about getting her to reply with compliments like, "You're so sweet," or "You're the best." It's about planting a seed. It's about creating a lasting moment in her mind that she will associate with you. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what she says in the moment. It's about how she feels when she thinks about you. And this message ensures those feelings are positive, warm, and full of intrigue. If you want to stand out and be unforgettable, you need to understand the power of subtlety. You don't need to overwhelm her with messages or try to impress her with exaggerated compliments. You simply need to make her feel something, and this message does that perfectly. It's short, impactful, and absolutely impossible to ignore. Number 6. Good night. If you can't sleep, you know where to find me. This is the ultimate way to end a conversation. It's not just a simple good night. It's an invitation, a message that says, I'm here when you need me, but only if you want me there. That's the key. You're not pushing, you're not demanding her attention. You're just offering the option, and that subtle approach carries immense power. In a world where most men are either too forward or too passive, this message strikes the perfect balance. When a woman reads it, she feels comforted. She knows you're there for her if she needs you, but she also appreciates the space you're giving her to decide. There's no pressure, just a natural flow, and that kind of calm confidence is magnetic. This message taps into a simple truth about human nature. People are drawn to what feels both safe and intriguing. By saying, if you can't sleep, you know where to find me, you're positioning yourself as someone she can count on. But you're also adding an element of mystery. She starts wondering, what if I reach out to him? What would we talk about? Why does he seem so different from the others? That curiosity keeps her engaged. Women value emotional security. They want to feel like they can open up and be themselves without judgment. This message gives her that sense of safety, while also sparking excitement. It's not just about being there, it's about being someone she genuinely wants to reach out to. That combination of security and intrigue is powerful. What's more, this message showcases emotional intelligence. Most guys would send a generic goodnight or keep texting long after the conversation has run its course. But you know when to stop. You know how to leave things on a high note, and that self-awareness is incredibly attractive. It shows you're not texting just for the sake of it. You're communicating with purpose. That level of thoughtfulness is rare, especially in today's dating world, where most interactions feel shallow and transactional. Women are tired of men who only want to take. They want someone who sees them as more than just a prize to win, someone who values them for who they really are. And this message reflects that. It tells her you're not just in it for a quick fix or a meaningless interaction. You're looking for something real, something that has depth, and that's what sets you apart. So when you send this message, don't overthink it. Don't second-guess yourself. Send it with the confidence of a man who knows his worth. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. You're showing her that you're not like everyone else. You're the kind of man who knows how to communicate in a way that's thoughtful, intentional, and unforgettable. These aren't just goodnight messages. They're ways to make yourself stand out from the crowd, to position yourself as the man who gets it. Women don't remember the average guy. They remember the one who makes them feel something, who sparks their curiosity, who lingers in their thoughts long after the conversation has ended. That man is you. Now, if you're serious about leveling up, use these messages tonight and see the difference for yourself. And when you notice the change, come back and let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to master the art of connection. Every time you do, YouTube will share this with more men who need it. Be different. Be unforgettable. Now, go make your move.